All right. You ready? Well, what are you doing on your phone then?
Nothing. I'm waiting for you.
I need your attention.
I'm attending.
What's your Def Leppard shirt? Oh, I should have worn mine. Which one is that?
I'm going to grab a bottle of water real quick.
Yeah, why? Yeah, good. Let's do that now as I'm starting the show. Welcome to Rat Salad Review. Today, we shall be talking about Def Leppard.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Is it real? Yes, it's real.
Ooh, right. Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
So keep your eyes
on the satellite.
That's right. And this is our first part of our Def Leppard. What do we call these things?
They're album retrospectives, like what we did for Coroner and what we did for every album, one episode, but we're doing blocks of Def Leppard as opposed to one episode an album for Def Leppard.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I'll ever do that again. Although I didn't mind.
Won't. Maybe Maiden, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, that was too much. But yeah, we're starting with On Through the Night.
Which we just did.
Which,
yes. On Streams from the Grave, which, yes, surprise, everyone, it's my favorite Def Leppard album.
In case you didn't already know, in case you didn't watch that episode yet.
But there's other people involved in that episode, so we might say different things on this episode than we did on the other one, or we might, who knows?
Who's with us? From Circle of Hands, we had John Costigan on that episode with us, right?
Yep.
I believe John and George Dimitri.
Yeah, George.
Yes, we did, yes.
And his wife or girlfriend screaming in the background.
Oh, I remember that.
Dude, best guest shot we ever had was still Troy punching his kid.
Yes, that was.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
Troy's kid was giving him lip and being real disrespectful to him one night off camera. So when he went to walk by him, Troy, just kind of pounced on him in the middle of what he was saying. No fucking warning. Just gets up and wham, 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 sits back down.
How old is the kid?
About 18.
Old enough.
Oh, that's not abuse, then. That's self-defense. Anyways.
Yeah. So that was fun. But, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, these aren't repeat shows, but since I wanted to do the Def Leppard discography, we have to do these albums. I know they've been done before, but...
yes, and these three albums are the only ones we could get Greg to come in and
yeah,
discuss
Greg doesn't want to do
them. Because nothing's really good past this point. Well, I'll talk about Hysteria when we get to it.
We
already did it.
So you can add your commentary at the end of this episode.
Okay.
But we're going to start with On Through the Night. And On Through the Night was probably maybe the fourth Def Leppard album I heard. And hearing it at the time that I heard it, because Hysteria is my album. When I was in 1987, when I was a child, 7 years of age, it's the only thing I listened to was Hysteria. Nothing else would satisfy me like Hysteria did.
You and 12 million other people.
I know, it's insane. Actually, one of the other guys that we started the Rat Sound Review with, Ken Wood, it was also his favorite album too. It's that's all he ever listened to when he was younger. But when I finally said, "Let me see what else Def Leppard has," I came across On Through the Night, and I had the cassette version at the time, and man, I put that in and I'm listening to it and I'm like, what in the hell is this? There is no bombastic drums. It's all very generic, plain sounding. There's just, you can tell they're just starting out as a band, it don't have the Def Leppard Hysteria sound. And it just blew my mind. I'm like, what is this? I didn't even think it was Def Leppard, and I almost kind of didn't listen to it too much either because it just didn't sound like the way I wanted Def Leppard to be. So it was a big shock.
I think it's more interesting and much less generic than anything on Hysteria. I mean,
no.
Rocket, seriously?
Right. No, well, Rocket to me though, when I'm a drummer and hearing Rocket and those drums and stuff like that in the beginning of that song, and actually throughout the song, that appealed to me because it's drums. So that song is okay, even though it's a very drawn out, long song.
My point
I don't like it
about
as much as I
being
used to.
long, drawn out, generic, and basic.
I don't feel the same about it anymore, but it's a very stripped down version of Def Leppard, and I was not used to that style of Def Leppard at the time because I also heard Photograph and Bringing on the Heartbreak, so those songs did not sound anything like On Through the Night, anything that's on Through the Night. I thought that stuff was a little bit heavier.
Oh, it's a lot heavier, but Joe still sounds the same. I mean, you can still tell it's the same band, I think.
Well, see, Joe, I thought sounded very different too. It almost thought it was a different singer. He sings slightly different.
He sounds that different. I mean, they all definitely play and sound different here, but I always found it interesting you said that because I don't feel like it's different enough to where you would think it's someone else. But
what are you saying, Lou?
Well, I was going to say, like, the biggest difference between this album and every album from High and Dry on is the fact that at this point in their career, they're a band that is a direct result of all their influences rolled into one. You can hear Thin Lizzy, you can hear UFO, you can hear even shades of Slade, Deep Purple, The Sweet, things like that.
Mott the Hoople was actually their biggest influence over The Sweet. But...
True, but basically all that rolled into a package produced by Tom Malam, who produced the classic Judas Priest records. And that's probably why this sounds so different, because they were that young. I think they were 19 when they got signed. I think Rick Allen himself was 16 maybe, probably even younger. So, at this point, they're kids. Mm. But my God, what an incredible debut album written by a bunch of kids.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, over time, as I got into listening to more bands, I got used to the album. And a lot of the songs grew on me, like Overture. I love that song. And Rock Brigade. Hello America, because I know that was was that the first single, I think?
Yeah. Hello America was, they were breaking with that. And that was their first single, I know, in the UK and in the States, with Good Morning Freedom as the B-side, which is now available on the Early Years box set.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. You mean first official single? Never mind. I was going to say "Get Your Rocks Off" actually came out first, but
but for this, but yeah, "Hello America" was okay. I mean, it's kind of, it is what it is. But "Sorrow Is a Woman," I mean, that song's awesome. That's that's a heavy song. A great, catchy, heavy song. It could be used pretty cool. That chorus gets a little repetitive sometimes.
Love it. Don't care. It fits in perfectly.
Yeah, no, it's still a good song.
The riff is killer.
Yeah, definitely.
Best guitar work of their career on this record for me. Just awesome.
Yeah. Satellite too, another great song. And When the Walls Come Tumbling Down.
Song.
Satellite's the best song.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Especially them parts where he's doing the ooh yeah, and the fucking drum. Oh man, that is such a killer song. That's a true classic. So is When Your Walls Come Tumbling Down too. And It Don't Matter.
Yeah, it's a great ending to the first half of the album. But just thinking about too, what you're just saying with the ooh yeahs, they did not develop that Def Leppard chorus, the background vocals.
Yeah.
They didn't develop that sound yet, and that's what really stood out to me, because that was not prevalent on this album whatsoever.
That's a direct influence from Lang.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about that is that in place of it here, you get a lot more melody from the guitars, which I love.
Yeah.
I mean, not that their classic backing vocals are great. I love how it's more guitar oriented on this one.
I think the big reason why it works is because of Steve Clark and Pete Willis. There are many, and those are two members whose influence is probably still prevalent in Def Leppard, but they're not there anymore. I mean, Pete Willis was fired come Pyromania, which we'll get to that, and we unfortunately lost Steve Clark to, his illness of alcoholism, which, for me, not having either of them, especially Steve, huge loss for the band.
Oh yeah, it's not even the same band anymore. Really,
It's not.
Yeah,
And that's not taking anything away from Phil and Vivian. You know, they're both great guitar players in their own right. It's just, to me, Def Leppard was the creation of the riffs and guitar playing of Pete Willis and Steve Clark.
yeah, definitely. You definitely can tell once they were gone what the band turned into. But side B, Wasted, another great one.
My favorite track.
Love Wasted.
Rocks Off. I don't know. I give or take that song.
I prefer the original self-produced single version, but I still think it's good here. It's just it had already been a single for them before, and I think they changed it a little bit here, like Hello America, to reflect them trying to break the American market. And while it's not bad, I think they made it a little bit weaker when they did that.
Yeah.
But I still love the song.
What were you saying?
I prefer the EP version as well.
And we should have started with the EP. I don't know why we didn't start with the EP.
Well, because it really wasn't released in the States. It was an independent release in the UK to get them signed to get to this point. But I mean, you know, the 3 songs on it are what was side one? Oh yeah, Ride Into the Sun, which they redid, Come Retroactive, which I love the original version.
Yeah.
Rocks Off, Get Your Rocks Off, and Overture. Again, written and performed in their mid to late teens, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Overture is such an amazing song.
It is. It Don't Matter. Another really good song. Kind of similar to
It Don't Matter.
Yeah. Kind of similar to like It Could Be You in a way. It's kind of got like a repetitive type.
It has kind of the same vibe, and it's kind of in the same tempo too.
Yeah.
But I love them both, and I would never confuse either, or they definitely stand out. But yeah, they both definitely fit the same theme.
Answer to the Master, another really good song.
Mm-hmm.
And and like we said with Overture, a great ending to an album. I love the narration in the beginning, and the acoustic intro and everything.
That's when the narration is in Walls. Yeah, narrations at the beginning of Walls Come Tumbling Down.
God, I'm gonna edit this now too.
But this one has the acoustic intro. You're right about that.
Yeah, all right. I was right about that. Oh, God. I'm terrible. I should just retire this show. I know I should have ended it at the end of the Halloween thing. I knew it.
You still burnt out from that?
Yeah, I am. But all in all, like we said, we did another show about this album. And so I don't really want to go too crazy doing this again,
We have 2 more albums to cover.
2?
Moving on.
Yeah, how many more albums they got? They got like 20 more. But
in this episode, Wayne.
Yeah. A very iconic album cover as well. I really love this album cover.
Let's Paul on the back of Optimus Prime. Gotta love it.
Yeah. Very cool album cover. So all in all, I think it's a good album. I mean, it's like I said at the beginning. It's hard to kind of get into it because it doesn't have those same choruses that Def Leppard are known for, but it's still a good album, and the guitar work and drums. Rick Allen has all his arms, and
great album, their best one, an essential heavy metal release.
Yes, I think so too. These first 3 are very essential releases for me.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
For me, all 3 are too, but I could see, if someone is as big of a fan as I am of the first 2, how they might not like Pyromania. I love it a lot. That was the first Def Leppard album I had, but I definitely prefer the heavier, edgier, more 70s sound-based Def Leppard.
Yeah. So after On Through the Night, we have High and Dry.
My favorite Def Leppard album.
Mine too. I will never forget the day I bought this cassette. I don't know if you guys remember the store TSS.
No.
Way back in the day. Maybe it's just a Long Island thing. But it was a really cool store. And actually, back in the day, you remember Caldor, right? That was around everywhere, too.
I remember Caldor.
That was on Long Island, but I remember it.
Yeah. They always had their music section. But TSS had it was almost like a music store inside of a store. It was like all blocked off and everything. And then you walk in there and you see all the records and everything. And I bought the cassette of this. And it had like the remixes of Bring It On the Heartbreak.
And Me and My Wine.
And Me and My Wine. And No, was it No?
No was on the original record.
Yeah,
Except
something
when
else
if you
there.
bought the original record, no, those are the only two extra songs that were on the cassette.
All
But
right,
if you
sorry.
bought the original record, the no's at the end of No No No's continue till
Right, that's
the
what I'm thinking
needle
of.
skips off the
Yeah.
the vinyl.
But yeah, I just have an ad, and I listened to that thing constantly, and I even thought that was better than Hysteria. You know, High and Dry was. It ended up being my favorite Def Leppard album, just like with you guys, and it's just hit
No,
after
no,
hit
no,
on
no.
this whole
On
thing.
Through the Night is my
Oh
favorite.
yes, I'm
this
sorry.
one is close. But,
But yeah, I mean, I played this at work too, not too long ago, and they were just saying it's not good. I'm like, what do you mean it's not good?
It's not pop. It's not pablum. It's a fucking metal record.
I work with a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, well, I'm not going there. But yeah, every song to me, every single song on here is one good song after the other. And like High and Dry, this actually, why is the album back of the album cover doesn't have the correct track listing?
Who knows? I don't have
it out
a
of
vinyl.
order. It has it out of order. It starts with Let It Go, and on the vinyl it says High and Dry.
That's really
Really? Mine, I think mine starts off with Let It Go.
I don't. Well, the vinyl does, but not the back of it. So it's like
It
a
does-
weird track.
Mine's British, so I don't know. Maybe on the back of that one they list them in the right order.
I don't know.
Also, didn't you say you have the ones with the remixes on it?
That was the cassette
I have
version.
Yeah, but I also have it on CD as well. So-
By the way, I think Hypnosis, the same guys who, Strom Thurgerson the same guys who did the Pink Bubbles Go Ape album cover also did this one.
Oh, really? Oh, I can kind of see that now that you mentioned it. That's the one thing I did not like about this album, the album cover.
It is pretty odd, but I don't know. It's kind of iconic to me.
Doesn't he know that there's no water in this pool before he dove into it?
He's probably drunk, which is what High and Dry is about.
I mean,
But
he's
like, I hope there was a mattress in that pool for him to like fall into.
I don't think he really jumped into the pool, Lou.
Let's hope not.
I don't think you know how this kind of stuff works.
I know Strom Thurgerson's out of his mind. God rest his soul. But by the way, one thing about side one, the first time of two times that I saw Def Leppard, 2003, their first 5 songs, side A of High and Dry.
Really?
So I could have gone home happy that day.
Wow.
And I did. And it was a great show. But the fact that they opened up with those first 5 songs, good shit.
Yeah, which is funny because they don't really give these first 2 albums any recognition whatsoever, except for Bringing On the Heartbreak, and usually anything after that they don't really talk about these albums that much. They even took them.
Which is a shame because Lady Strange and Mirror Mirror are 2 of the best songs they've ever written.
Yeah,
they do play Let It Go on occasion, and when they do play Bringing On the Heartbreak, they do end it with Switch 625. So.
But even when
they did do that when I saw them. Come to think of it, you're right.
When they were releasing the deluxe versions, not the box set, but just like the 2 CD stuff, they did Hysteria, Slang, that era of albums, Adrenalize, and Pyromania, but they completely skipped High and Dry and On Through the Night.
I actually read recently that Joe Elliott stated that Mercury Records did that against the band's wishes because they wanted to release anniversary editions of their discography with like bonus tracks and bonus material, and the label would go out of their way to do it like before milestone anniversary years, which really pissed them off, which is why they actually had a hand in these box sets that they're doing right now, where they're packaging the entire albums with extra tracks and live performances and things like that. So, if you buy these box sets right now that are being released, you're actually supporting Def Leppard and not the label, from what I heard. So,
all right. So then I'm supporting them because I have both of them. But yeah, it's cool to finally see them releasing, even though they released High and Dry and On Through the Night twice. I mean, I bought the volume 1 box set, it's in there, and then they released the other one. So now I have 8,000 different versions of these 2 albums.
That doesn't surprise me.
No.
I did not realize they did them. I will have to get them both expanded if they did it on vinyl.
If I can reach it, hold on. Talks amongst yourselves.
Okay.
All right.
No problem.
Should we?
But yeah, no,
Oh, Jesus Christ. You guys are terrible.
I love
That was
this
quick.
album almost as much as the first one. Really, what makes the difference is just that raw lightning in a bottle energy that On Through the Night has. This one is just slightly more polished because they were growing as a band.
Yeah, well, that's Mutt Lange's influence. And what do you got there?
This is the early years box set. So it has the On Through the Night and High and Dry. And When the Walls Come Tumbling Down, the new theater in Oxford, 1980.
Nice.
Too Many Jitterbugs, a bunch of unreleased stuff, I think. I don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, EP versions and all this stuff. And then Def Leppard Raw, the early BBC recordings.
Oh, nice.
So pretty much everything is on here. But it's still, even with the volume 1 that was released, it's still missing like a couple songs from like the earlier EPs or whatever they did. So it's still, we don't have like every single Def Leppard song, but it's mostly almost all there.
One thing I'll say about High and Dry, though, it really sounds like a record that AC/DC could have made. And, they were Mutt Lange was riding away because he had done Highway to Hell, he had done Back in Black, and I think he did this before For Those About to Rock. Or I know they were both released the same year, I just don't know which came out first. So, he was on that route to say, we're going to release a hard rock record with hooks, with great catchy choruses, and that's what he did.
Yeah, definitely.
Mission accomplished.
Especially Let It Go, the opening track. I mean, what a freaking heavy.
Yes, it is. It could be Bon Scott, AC/DC.
Yeah, I hear like Highway to Hell with this album. It's very similar sounds.
Yep.
But Let It Go is an awesome opening track. Just very catchy. Great guitar solos in here, and then Rick Allen's used the cowbell thing in that middle part there. It's a great track. I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Another Hit and Run. That's a really heavy song.
Killer riff.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
I love how it just starts. It just out of nowhere, just start. Da-da-da. It's a great song. And probably my favorite song of this whole thing. But it's a weird song because he sounds like he's drunk singing it, High and Dry.
Mm-hmm. But
one of my least favorites, but I still like it.
No, I love how he sings this song.
I mean, it's funny because if you remember from the Historia video, they released 3 videos for this album: Let It Go, High and Dry Saturday Night, and Bringing on the Heartbreak. And they're miming to the original tracks, but it looks like you're at a Def Leppard concert. And I don't know, just the ferocity that they played with back then. I don't know. I think bands today could learn something from that. Yeah. Just watch those videos.
And actually, I think they released 4 videos.
What was the 4th one?
An alternate version of Bringing on the Heartbreak.
Well, technically, that was released after the release of Pyromania, when Phil Collins was already in the band.
84.
With Me and My Wine, which they actually dedicated that. They say they were inspired by The Young Ones, which is my favorite British sitcom.
Cool.
I gotta be corrected on my own show.
Oh, that's what we are. We're the fact checkers that you do want, right?
But
what?
The only part that does bother me about that song, why it's not one of my favorites, is just the Saturday Night High and Dry chorus.
You don't like that? Oh my God, that's what makes that song.
They could have done it better. I think the way the verses, I'm not a fool, and all that energy.
Yeah.
It's not a strong enough chorus for that to go into. I like it, but it could have been done better, I think. But it's still a good song.
I don't know. I mean, I like it because it sounds like a dunder-headed hard rock metal song, and I think it fulfilled its purpose.
It does, but it could have been better.
So which version of Bringing on the Heartbreak video was the later one?
The one where they're in the factory.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
The one with Phil Collins. Remember, the one with Pete Willis came out first.
Oh, okay. All right. It's funny because I remember seeing the original video. I don't know how I even still remember this because I was only 3 years old. But I still remember seeing the video. on TV, on MTV.
I had seen the remix version of it on MTV, and that was the one that they were playing forever. It wasn't until I got Historia on tape in '92 where I saw the original version with the original lineup.
Yeah. But that's the next song anyway, Bring It On to Heartbreak, and definitely one of my top favorite Def Leppard songs ever. It's a very, it's a ballad, but it's really not a ballad kind of thing, you know?
It's a rock ballad. Real ballads before the wussy hair bands took over and started singing about people smiling and shit.
And I actually like Switch 62. It's a pretty cool and interesting little
625.
What did I say?
I was just gonna let it go, but
you're gonna what? Let it go?
I'm not letting go another hit and run. Don't even worry about that.
God, I'm terrible. You know what it is? It's the heat. It's have I mentioned how hot it is?
We're not doing a David Lee Roth retrospective. Don't talk from the heat.
At least you got air conditioning, I'm sure.
I do, but it doesn't really work that well. Yeah, you saw the window and what's that?
You're in your garage, though, right?
Yeah. I don't tell people that; they'll find me.
All right, let's keep going. I got to make it to the convenience store to buy smokes before they close.
Oh, that'd be convenient. Side 2. You got me running. You got me running to the convenience store before they close.
Yep.
By the way, did anyone realize that this opening riff for You Got Me Running sounds a lot like King of the Nighttime World's opening riff?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that was the first thing I was going to say, actually.
I didn't realize that until you just mentioned it. But yeah, I do hear that now. Lady Strange, another really cool song, pretty heavy.
My favorite from here.
And then another one that always kind of struck me as weird, On Through the Night.
That's my favorite.
I love the song, but why didn't they do this on the first album? It was just
probably because it wasn't written.
Correct.
Exactly. I figured that out, but it's just weird because that doesn't always happen very often, but I've seen it before, and it just strikes me as weird.
I thought it was strange when I was a kid because the first one's On Through the Night, and then that song's on this one, but now it doesn't bother me. It's a good song, and
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't make any difference that it's not on the album of the same title.
I don't think it would have fit the debut album. Actually, it fits High and Dry perfectly.
Yeah. They wouldn't have
definitely the High and Dry style.
They wouldn't have perfected it on that first album like it is on this one. There's no way.
Yep.
And a song that maybe should have ended the album, Mirror Mirror. Awesome song.
It should have ended it.
Because No, I could kind of just leave that off the album.
Oh, I highly disagree with that statement.
Really?
I like No, but it definitely is more of a filler track. I just wouldn't have ended the album with it. They should have flip-flopped it with Mirror Mirror.
I respectfully disagree with that. I think No is a killer song. I mean, maybe it's just me because I'm a guitar player and like the riff in that is just so out of this world. I mean, that wonderful. The lyrics are very dunderheadish, but it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I don't know. I just love the riffing and a very repetitive chorus, just as High and Dry the song suffers from. Greg, I'll admit that, but I still enjoy it.
No, I love the riffs. I still like the song, but again, it's the same way I feel with High and Dry. It's just kind of a boring chorus that could have been better, and those are just the two songs that strike me as kind of lesser than the other ones. They have great parts, but overall, they kind of lose a little bit of momentum when they both hit their choruses.
I just don't. I don't like the verses. I don't like how it's the drums,
really,
and vocals. I don't like that.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, it just sounds kind of clunky to me.
And then we work on
to Pyromania.
First Def Leppard album I ever had. I bought the cassette at a yard sale when I was 11, and I thought the cover looked cool. And when I popped that in and that riff to Rock Rock Till You Drop started, I loved it instantly.
Yeah. A little bit different of a Def Leppard, though. They slowed things down a lot on this one.
They slowed down. Yeah, well, obviously they clearly go more commercial. Yeah, it's much slower tempo than both of their albums before this. Yeah, You can still tell it's the same band, but it is a pretty significant change in sound.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that was definitely by design by Mr. Mutt Lange himself, because in his opinion, he wasn't trying to compete with the other bands that came out from the new wave of British heavy metal. He was trying to compete with Michael Jackson. So he made it so that that's not Rick Allen that you hear on drums. That's an electronic drum. That's a, what was it? What was it? What is it?
Fairlight.
A what light?
A Fairlight.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's, it's not real drums on it. And, he wanted them at tempos where they could be accessible for pop commercial airplay.
Who were they trying to beat?
Michael Jackson. Doesn't surprise me you had that one either, Wayne.
I think almost everyone has a copy of that album.
Ooh,
in some form.
What a tiger! I did not buy this till
Wayne likes to put that up against the bathroom mirror when he's getting ready in the morning and sing PYT to it.
What's PYT?
Pretty young thing.
What's PYT? It's a track on the record.
I don't like the record. I have it to sell it. I don't want it.
Sure.
But anyway, though, this was the first Def Leppard album that I remember as a kid. Is
that bad of me?
Oh God! He should have named that one "Pathetic."
No, it was titled the right title. Bad.
Anyway, my brother had this on cassette, so that's how I first listened to it. Remember Photograph was one of the earliest songs that I ever heard as a kid, and I absolutely loved it. And I actually consider this one of my gateway metal albums. This, Number of the Beast, and Don't Laugh, Metal Health from Quiet Riot. So terrible.
No, I loved Metal Health.
No, it's not a good album. This is way better than that. But Rock Till You Drop. Great opening track. And then the Photograph song. Still,
honestly,
to this day,
never really cared for it.
Really?
It's okay. It's a good pop rock song, but I mean that's really what it is.
That's what it is.
It's good,
catchy.
But it's a little too commercial for me.
I've heard a lot of people try to cover songs off this album. I haven't heard anyone that's done a good cover of this. I mean,
I don't
Matt
think
Nate.
you can.
No,
They have a specific sound that you can't copy. I mean, while it's not my favorite track, it's definitely a classic, and I just don't think any version would ever sound right besides this one.
It's funny, not to bring this back to Halloween, but Dennis Ward, the guy who worked on the Halloween album, he was doing some YouTube videos, and he was breaking down like certain songs from certain bands, and he picked Photograph as one song. And you know that one section where the drums go brrrr, makes it like unrealistic drum roll, and he's like sit there and analyze it, and he's like, that's not real. Like, no shit, but the way he was just analyzing it, you go and look up Dennis Ward, Def Leppard Photograph, and you'll see what I mean. But it's just interesting how he's breaking down the song and everything, and that always bothered me, because I would always play to drums, and then I couldn't do that drum roll because obviously it's not real.
Because nobody can.
Stage Fright, really great song.
Great song.
It's a great song. It's pretty cool. Too Late for Love, probably my
favorite song.
Yeah, I'm going to say so too.
Love it.
Even though I was a little too young to know what love is back then when I first heard this album, but
that's okay. Foreigner will show you.
You beat me to it. Shit.
Yeah.
But it's still a great song. Die Hard the Hunter. What a great way to end the first half of the album.
My favorite song on the whole record.
I love that song too.
That's pretty.
I can definitely see why. It's a great song.
Well, I mean, Steve Clark just has his freaking stamp all over it. I mean, what a great solo he did. It's not flashy. It's not technical. It's just freaking guts. And that's what made Steve Clark stand out, head above heels over every other guitar player that I could think of. I mean, the guy was all heart.
Steve Steeman Clark, by the way.
This is true. Steve Steeman Clark.
I never even realized that.
Stephen Maynard Clark.
Foolin' starts up the second half of the album. Pretty cool song. not my favorite one, but it's very catchy.
Cool song, catchy, a little bit in a heavier vibe, but it's a little too close to Too Late for Love for me to call it a great song. It's definitely one of their classics. I like it, but kind of repetitive.
Right.
One thing I forgot to mention about Too Late for Love, just that breakdown before the final chorus is just so killer and makes the whole song. I mean, the song itself stands on its own, but you know that when they do that ba 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 da bum bum, that part, every time I hear that, like I get chills.
Yeah. And they still play that thing on the radio too all the time.
Yep, I'm full on.
They play a lot of these songs. Photographs are always on the radio.
This and Hysteria are the most 2 played albums. So.
Rock of Ages, that's always on the radio. Still not sick of that song either. I can still listen to that.
I'm kind of hit or miss at this point on Photograph, and I mean Photograph and Rock of Ages. Like if I hear them on the radio, I won't turn it off, but I will purposely not put them on playlists.
Yeah. There's really no reason to. You know, you hear them all the time. So
yeah.
Action, not words.
Oh, we skipped Coming Under Fire.
Did I? No, it's next.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's after Rock of Ages.
I'm glad you made a mistake now. How do you like it?
What did I make a mistake on?
Because Coming Under Fire is after Action, Not Words.
What? No, it's not.
That's what it says on my vinyl, you asshole.
Your vinyl is wrong. It's Fool and Rock of
Take
Ages.
Take out the record real quick and let's see.
There you go, Vault.
Well, you know, all right, this is not my fault. All right?
I was right.
Everything else was in order except for those 2 songs.
I'm sticking my middle finger out at you as far as I can.
Well, Coming Under Fire. I like that one. Still, it's a little slow, mid-paced song, but it's
a good one.
It's definitely better than Action, Not Words.
Very catchy. Yeah, I don't like Action, Not Words.
Yeah, I can do without that song.
I mean,
I guess that's the filler song on it.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
I would say so.
I think so.
So him making a porno film. I preferred Dirty Movies by Van Halen. That was a better song about the subject.
And the ending of the album, Billy's Got a Gun, and he's on the run. That is such a great track.
Really?
I love that song. Yeah.
I like it, but I don't love it. That's interesting.
No, I always went back to that song.
They actually brought that song back for their most recent residency in Vegas before the pandemic, and it sounded pretty good. Yeah, that's the thing. Like when they do these residencies in Vegas, they'll actually pull out album cuts. They won't do it for tours, but they'll do it for residencies. So you got to drop a lot of coin to go see them do it. Now, again, the reason why I think these 3 albums, why we love them so much, again, it has to do with the songwriting team of Joe Elliott, Rick Savage, Steve Clark, and Pete Willis. However, it was around this time that Pete Willis had been removed from his position in Def Leppard as a guitarist because of his addiction to alcohol, which apparently at the time was worse than Steve Clark's. And they replaced him with Phil Collen from Girl, who is a great guitar player in his own right. But as far as I'm concerned, I do think Clark and Willis are the superior team. Because, you know, you can hear the clarity in the notes from Willis and Clark. With Phil, I mean, I listened to that Pyromania live record that is available as a second disc on the deluxe edition. He plays kind of sloppy around this.
He does.
Around this era, and I'm not keen on that.
Neither am I. I was really disappointed when I first got that set and heard that because of how sloppily he played the songs. It especially ruins the experience of the songs from Pyromania. And maybe I'm just being too much of a stickler for the sound of the album, but yeah, I don't like how it came off.
I'm still bothered by the way they just went ahead and switched those 2 songs around on the back album cover. It pisses me off.
Don't worry about it.
Get in that DeLorean, go back to 83 and get to Mercury. You know?
It's 2 albums now. The High and Dry is completely out of order, and this one's in order. But let me trick them and put them in different orders right there. Stupid.
One thing, though, I will say that this record Robert John Mullaney produced this. He also produced Heartbeat City the following year from the Cars. If you listen to both albums, they sound quite similar in terms of production, in terms of the tones of the guitars. He struck lightning in a bottle with Pyromania. Maybe he thought it could work for the Cars, and to their credit, it did. Didn't sell as many copies as Pyromania, but still a great record.
It is a great record and a great album cover. And I also have this shirt, which I bought at Walmart.
Pyromania is
iconic.
But that is a very very iconic album cover.
Yeah. I mean, I always say the best rock album covers are ones that have like that danger element to it, that excitement level. And I would say that these 3 albums have it. They have it.
Yeah, you can just tell by the look of those album covers that they're going to be good albums. Yes. Didn't know what I was going to say there. Greg, I'm glad that you got to join us on these albums here.
Yes.
Me too. These 3 were a big part of my youth. I absolutely love them. And, Hysteria, I wasn't really able to appreciate until I got older. And it is a perfect pop album, but Def Leppard without a soul, basically. They totally lost that specialness that they still had on Pyromania with the next one.
Yeah.
This is them doing commercial and them doing it great.
I will take Hysteria over a lot of the other popish metal albums that came out in the mid to late 80s. I mean, the songs themselves are better. But again, as I expressed during our Hysteria review, if I never hear some of those songs again, I'll be okay with it. But as an album, I mean, compared to everything that came in its wake that was directly influenced by this, sorry, yet you didn't release Hysteria, okay? These guys did it, and that's the reason why Def Leppard's still here, and a lot of you ain't. Sorry, not sorry.
Yep.
Very true. That's the hard truth, and Lou Maz just laid it down. Laid the smack down on your candy ass.
So you just twisted a Rat song with The Rock. I love it. Okay.
Well, I don't like Rat, so.
I know you discussed that on
Facebook. That's an episode for another day because there is a lot I could say about that. But.
We should do that though. I'll listen to it again.
I just can't believe you posted it. You finally listened to Out in the Cell Invasion of Your Privacy, said you didn't like it. Everyone's like, hey, what are you talking about?
I still can't believe he didn't like the first Fastway album, Cultureless Swan.
You didn't like the first Fastway album?
That's a different show. Lou, where can we find your podcast?
Not on Rat Saw Review. Just musicislifepodcast.com.
That's right. Me and Lou are going solo now. We're going unmasked.
Right. Oh, Uni-Rat. As opposed to Wayne's Hello Rat. Anyways. Sorry, that was
terrible.
Yeah, I know. It can't all be good. You gotta expect that sometimes. Anyways, Music is Life.
Instead of Music from the Elder, it's going to be called Music from the Geezers.
That's what Hot in the Shade was. Anyways, musicislifepodcast.com and weekly on Ratsaw Review with Wayne and Greg.
Which you can find at ratsawreview.com. And also Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes. And thank you for reminding me. My album, Project Resurrect, False Reality. ProjectResurrect.bandcamp.com. And see, look, Lou has it. Greg has it too.
Yep.
And they both listened to it. And they said it's okay.
And I want to give some love to Prophet and the Cowboy Apocalypse.
I got the CD too. Oh, and you know what? Since I'm sitting right here, but if you do buy the CD, you get like this nice little thing that tells you about where you get the album. Which I don't know why you need that because you already have it. But on the back, it tells you all about Rat Style Review on there and what shows are on our network, as well as some cool stickers I had printed up.
And you can now buy it in Europe because Wayne finally has European distribution.
That's right. I have some European friends. And there's some Rat Style Review stickers. Lou, did I send you a sticker? Or were you guys too early for the stickers?
Probably
too early for the sticker.
All right, I'll just send
But
you
I could use about 600 of them, so I can totally cover my roommate's back window of his truck.
Okay, I'm not getting 6 printed of them, but 600 of them printed.
We got to give a shout out, Wayne.
Good advertising. It'll be like a rolling billboard. Yeah. It'll be up for at least 3 weeks because it's going to take them a while to scrape them off.
We got to give a shout out, Wayne, to our friend
What?
Rocky Baya, because Rocky's the one who designed all the great
He has
logos.
he's designed the Rat Salad Review logo. Where's the camera?
Turned
Right
me
there.
into a puppet.
He turned Greg into a puppet. He designed the band logo.
He made Stanley the Rat dance to my version of Girl Can't Help It from Journey in perfect syncopation.
I did that. He did not do that.
Oh,
but
he didn't do that?
He made Stanley the Rat, but no, I made him dance. Yeah.
Okay, you made him dance, so he made Stanley the Rat.
Made Stanley.
He is available for commissions, ladies and gentlemen. If you want great graphics for your product, check him out on Twitter at ROCKYBAIA.
Yeah, you got to remind me to do that because he is great. He's very reasonable too, and I always forget to mention him on the show.
Don't worry, he's always in the description of the Music is Live podcast videos. So
yeah, that's true. So yeah,
Rocky, thank you for all you do for us, man.
Definitely a great guy. And so thank you guys for watching, and also thank you too. We notice our subscriptions are up, and we really appreciate that. And please keep the subscriptions coming. Share it with your friends. Add comments to our shows. Let us know what you like, what you dislike. And that's it.
One last thing.
What's that?
One last thing. Congratulations to Halloween for making your first top 40 debut on the U.S. Billboard charts, coming in at 35 on your first week. Congrats.
That's crazy. Insane.
Nice.
About time. The U.S. finally woke up. All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Cheers.
Bye.